Massiva, this is Jay coming at you with another Destiny 2 video, and boy, today is an exciting day for us guys as Destiny fans, PC fans, Xbox One fans, and PS4 fans of Destiny. Today is a very exciting day. Not only did we get the official reveal trailer of the Destiny 2, but we got loads and heaps of news that I'll be bringing and sharing on the channel. But before we get started with the breakdown, I do want to say thank you guys for the massive support you guys have shown to the channel. Also want to remind you guys, if you guys find these videos helpful, enjoyable, make sure you guys hit that sub, and don't forget to turn on your notifications if you ever need help with the raid or with trials as we get closer and closer to Destiny 2. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. At the beginning, you'll notice the CGA trailer starts off with a pan crop to an invasion happening within the city. Now, one thing I do want you guys to notice right here when you're watching this is we're going to sit back and see how the city has been destroyed and in flames. Now, one thing that we haven't noticed in the world of Destiny or in all our exploration in Destiny is we've never seen this nice green landscape of the forest or the jungle. There's always been this kind of torn down areas where we've been able to go and check, but we haven't been able to see this type of environment anywhere near the world of Destiny. So this is something new that we're going to be expecting. Now, I wonder if this is maybe making a reference in sense to us having to run away from the Cabal invasion, the brutal Red Legion. So let's take that brutal Red Legion and talk about exactly what the theme is in the world of Destiny. So here is what the theme is about. Humanity's last safe city has fallen to an overwhelming invasion force. As we see in this image, they are invading us with a bunch of ships led by Gaul, the imposing commander of the brutal Red Legion. So the Red Legion is the one that's leading on this assault on the tower, on the last city and our last hope. He says he has stripped the city guardians of their powers. So that means that's the reason why our powers are not gonna be carrying over to Destiny 2, because he took away our powers of self-res, of all that stuff. He took it away and forced the survivors to flee. So this is where I'm saying that this might be the reason why we get this foresty area, because the survivors are gonna be fleeing to the jungles, to the running away from the city and trying to get away and escape the Red Legion force. Then it continues on reading. It says, you will venture to mysterious unexplored worlds of our solar system to discover an arsenal of weapons and devastating new combat abilities. To defeat the Red Legion and confront Gaul, you must reunite humanity's scattered heroes, standing strong together and fight back to reclaim our home. So if you guys notice right here, that is what kind of like the story is in Destiny 2, and it kind of gives us a lot of that information just on this first CGI scene, as we see our city being invaded, us fighting back, our city being torn down, us having to flee, and as we flee, we're going to be finding other guardians and other sorts of heroes that we're going to be able to find throughout our getaway or our escape. As we continue the trailer, we see that Zavala has gathered himself with a bunch of people who have fled the city. As you guys know, they're in this area or this forest like option that's outside the city, and these are all the people who were able to escape from the tower. Now, there's two different types of scenes between the people who have escaped and the people who are still left in the tower, and we're going to talk a little bit that further down the road. But one thing I do want you guys to notice is this part right here. As you will notice, when Zavala is talking, you will be able to see our friend Agent of the Nine, Xur. He was able to escape the tower and to flee, so we will be seeing Xur coming into the world of Destiny 2. Now, as we continue the trailer, we go back and forth from Zavala to Cayde, and Cayde is actually talking to the people who are still left in the last city and trying to get them strong and ready to come back and fight. And Zavala is also doing the same side at the outskirts of the city with all the people who have fled, like saying, hey, don't flee, man, we can stand up and fight. Cayde's all, let's get our revenge, let's do this. And you also are going to notice one thing right here. Now, as you guys know, we already fought the Cabal. We already know what they look like. We already know what they do. But one thing I do want you to pay attention to is that we are going to be confronting with new Cabal enemies. And these enemies are going to have different weapons. As you notice right here in this part in particular, you're going to be able to notice that the Cabal has a brand new shield. A shield he's able to pull out from the back and expand it with a pulse type action. So this is going to be a brand new shield that we haven't seen before. So this is something interesting, that the Cabal we know now are not the same Cabal we will be fighting in Destiny 2. Now, in that same scene, we also notice that the guy with the two wielding swords is standing behind the shield guy. We also see him as well. But there's a very interesting scene right now when Zavala comes and rescues Cayde from being shot in the head. He turns upside down his weapon and he hits the Cabal with his weapon over his arm, saving Cade from his death. Now, one thing I do want you to notice right here, and this one has me a little bit puzzled and speculating a bit, is that we see one of the warlocks being able to use his storm chest. Now the question is, was this during the attack, or was this after they took away our, they took away our abilities? Are we going to be able to see Stormcaller coming into the world of Destiny 2? That is a question I have going in right now, if this is prior or before, because if this is prior, it makes sense that she uses a Stormcaller fist melee to stop the attack. Or is Stormcaller going to be returning in Destiny 2 with a very infused or revamped subclass tweak? Next up, as we continue the trailer, we notice and get a glimpse at two brand new enemies. One is the two-sword wielding one, the one we saw kind of in the pre-tease release trailer. And this one, I believe, is going to be an elite soldier. Not the main guy, not Ghaul, but not the main guy we're going to be fighting. But he might be one of those yellow bars that has a name on him, and an elite soldier that we'll be able to see throughout the game. But the one I want you to pay your attention to is to this guy. This guy's a brand new one that we've seen, and I believe this is to be similar to what the Thrall are currently right now in the game. I believe we're going to be flooded with a massive amount of these guys rushing us and attacking us from sides, and us having to take them out. I don't know the name of these, and these are going to be quite interesting to fend off, because it looks like they're really fast. They could jump. They have good lateral movement, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how these enemies, move throughout the world. But as we notice in the trailer, they are killable, which is a good thing, right? As we continue the trailer, we go ahead and notice that our tower is being destroyed. We also know that our arsenal and weapons have been destroyed. Maybe we should have saved our stuff in the reef instead of saving it in the tower, and we would have been able to keep our weapons, right? So good thing we didn't get more vault space as well. Now, another thing that's really interesting in this trailer is we see this attack on ships, but we also see our ships also fighting off and fending them off, which is kind of interesting, because we've been asking for some sort of dogfight type of thing in Destiny, and prior to in Destiny 1 that was actually going to be a thing, but they scratched it off the game. So I'm wondering if they're bringing that into Destiny 2, where ship combat is going to be relevant within the game. If it is, oh my goodness, am I excited that they are bringing that. If it's not, I'll be a bit disappointed, but I really hope we get some sort of ship combat within the game. Then we get a glimpse at our first arch enemy, Gaul, which is going to be the one we will be fighting within the raid. And let me tell you right now, Gaul, you are going down, sir. You are going down. Or like Cade would call him, Gary. So here's what's going to happen with this guy. So if you guys see, he's fully fortified. He has a nice fortified build. But one thing I want you to notice is in the back, you see he has some sort of like wing set, which reminds me a lot of the one we're able to fight currently right now in the Shield Brothers. The guy that has the shield and flies around. I think this guy's going to have some sort of flying mechanics. And he's going to be able to move from place to place with this armor, and definitely looking forward to fighting him in the raid when it comes out. So let me know what you guys think of our first arch enemy, Ghaul, and how we are going to be taking him down. As we continue, guys, we were going to be noticing Cade and Zavala trying to rally up the troops and tell them what's up. But in this part right here, I want you to see right here, we get a glimpse at the Stranger. The Stranger not only shows up in this part, but a little bit further down the video. So it looks like she will be, or he will be, making a comeback into the world of Destiny in some way or some other. And that about pretty much wraps up what we're able to see, guys. There's a sort of different weapons and a new sort of armor that I noticed as well, but I actually want to wait for the reveal of the gameplay to actually come out, which comes out May 18th. So make sure you guys mark your calendar for that and a full breakdown as well. But do want to let you guys know, if you want to stay up to date to all things Destiny 2, this is your #1 source. Make sure you guys hit that sub, and don't forget, guys, for all things Destiny 2, make sure you keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.